Welcome to EDF Renewables Crew Transfer Induction in line with the company requirements. We will go over all the safety points during the crew transfer vessels, assets, and pontoon transfers. Make sure that you are in a good physical condition. We remind you that work under the influence of drugs and alcohol is strictly forbidden. Toolbox talk on your task should be performed prior boarding or on board the crew transfer vessel. Before accessing to offshore assets, anticipate and prepare your transfers. Check that you have all your required personal protective equipment certified and in good condition. The following list of personal protective equipment, also known as PPE, should respect our standard and local regulation. Life jacket with personal locator beacon, climbing safety helmet with chin strap fastened, safety shoes with ankle support, safety gloves, safety glasses. These PPEs are required before even accessing the quayside and pontoon. For the transfer, you'll also need safety harness, double lanyard with shock absorber, frog quick release connector, work positioning lanyard if you are going to work on the ladder or for rescue purposes. The lighting must be sufficient during darkness. Wear a headlamp for poor light area if necessary. Transfer or work type dry suit, immersion suit, or anti-exposure suit if water temperature is less or equal 12 degrees Celsius or 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Check this with weather information from Crew Transfer Vessel or Marine Coordination Center. Always hold the handrail on the gangway to help prevent slips, trips, and falls. The gangway may be steeper than appears. Remain in the middle of the pontoon whenever possible. Baggage and backpacks should be transferred in appropriate lifting bags to crew transfer vessel using pontoon or vessel crane. Once inside the cabin, make sure to place your belongings at the dedicated locations. No disposing of waste into the water. No smoking in unauthorized areas. Transfer suit is not required when boarding vessel, only for transfer in field. Life jackets and transfer suits may be removed for transit once inside vessel cabin. Fasten your seatbelt during transit. Once the CTV and crew transfer inductions are received, people with less offshore and transfer experience should identify themselves to the vessel crew in order to be guided with a dedicated focus. Vessel induction shall be performed for anyone not familiar with the vessel or first time offshore. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened when the CTV approaches and makes contact with the boat landing. During the transfer process, the CTV will push against the boat landing. Vessel crew will continuously assess the sea condition and the vessel positioning to avoid a vessel drop or being forced away from the boat landing. There should be sufficient grip that there is no slippage on the fenders except occasionally when bigger swells or wave groups come through.
CTV in position, green light.
Wait for the deckhand or captain's signal to safely leave your seat and to put on your PPE. When walking through the CTV, keep a hand to reduce the risk of a slip or fall. Check each other that you have all required PPE properly attached. The life jacket must be worn over the harness, but make sure the straps do not cover the fall-over lanyards. Ensure that the connecting system is correctly attached to the harness and accessible. To avoid any falling object, make sure to empty your pocket, secure your belongings, and make sure nothing can fall out of the pockets. Tools should be secured by other lines, and deckhand will secure themselves, then open the access and verify the ladder condition. The deckhand may pressure wash the ladder in case of excess marine growth. Caution when using the ladder, it could be slippery even after washing. The deckhand verifies if the self-retracting lanyard known as SRL is in good condition, with the slack line not trapped between the vessel and the boat landing and that a weak link is fitted. SRL braking function should be verified along with the fall indicator on the connection point. You can repeat this check if you wish before connecting. When called forward, walk in single file and where possible, always keep a hand on CTV handrails to reduce the risk of a slip or fall. The deckhand will pull down the SRL line with extra slack to allow for vessel movement. Extra slack to not be left on the deck with the risk of a tripping hazard or being stuck between the crew transfer vessel and the boat landing. The vessel master will determine whether it is safe to transfer based on the observed conditions, vessel motions in relation to the forecast, transfer limits according to the vessel's capability. You must wait for the crew instructions. Once the deckhand has seen the sea conditions and with validation of the captain, he will call you to reach the front of the vessel.
Ready to transfer.
During the transfer, the deckhand will constantly be monitoring sea conditions for any large waves or swell in order to prevent any unexpected vessel movements during transfer. Prepare your frog connecting system in open position. The deckhand will use the word transfer and will present the SRL connection eyelet to you, giving the signal to connect yourself. If you do not feel safe, you can choose not to transfer. In this case, tell the deckhand and do not connect to the SRL. There must be no hesitation between connecting the frog connecting system to the SRL eyelet and climbing. Put the tether line over your shoulder to avoid stepping on it and immediately step on the ladder of the boat landing. Quickly climb several steps to be clear of the vessel, then proceed steadily to the top of it with 3 points of contact. Be careful, the ladder could be slippery because of the marine growth on the rungs. Only one person permitted to climb at any one time. Proceed climbing to the top of the foundation. A resting platform is available if you become fatigued during the climb. Then ensure the gate is closed behind you before disconnecting yourself from the SRL. Use the word clear once the SRL is free to access.
Clear.
Once the line is clear and conditions are safe for transfer, the deckhand will call the next person for the transfer.
Transfer.
If the conditions assessed by the master are not good, the operation will be aborted and you will be asked to return to the standby position. In case of emergency or malfunction of SRL, the harness with double lanyard could be used. It is also preferable to hook your double lanyard at the front of your harness in case of fall. An appropriate certified lifting bag or container should be used to transfer all tools and equipment. Slinger to visually check the lifting accessories. Except prior to commissioning of the David crane, where the first transferee brings a small bag attached to their harness accessory loop, containing rigging equipments required to bring up the lifting gear. Use of backpacks is not permitted. Once you're ready to return to the CTV and the vessel is in position, before going down, do a buddy check. Check SRL braking system and that it has not been shock loaded. Say and signal ready to transfer to the deckhand to notify him that you are ready for transfer.
Ready to transfer.
He will respond with ready for transfer if the conditions are safe. Connect yourself to the SRL before opening the gate. Place the tether line over your shoulder to avoid stepping on it during your descent. Once you reach the bottom of the ladder, the deckhand will count the 5 last ladder rungs.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
He will indicate the right moment to step down onto the vessel deck. At any time, the deckhand can abort your transfer.
5, 4, abort.
If the deckhand says aborted during descent, immediately pull yourself inward towards the ladder within the safety zone and wait for further instructions from the deckhand.
Up.
Climbing the ladder to a safer position may be requested.
Down.
When conditions become safe again, you'll hear the command down to continue the descent of the ladder. Once you get both feet on the CTV, the deckhand immediately takes in the slack of the SRL line. You must attach your frog connecting system, then move away from the edge of the vessel. If you have difficulties to disconnect, the deckhand will assist. Return to the vessel's cabin. The deckhand will inform for the following transfer. Attention! If the vessel captain instructs the members on the asset to go back to the vessel due to the deterioration of the weather condition or lightning in the field, for example, the team should not wait. You should make your working area safe if time allows and proceed to transfer as soon as possible. Remember, when facing an unsafe situation, you have the authority and duty to call an all-stop without being sanctioned. Any agreed actions or required mitigations implemented prior to resumption of activity should be assessed collectively. Any unsafe or even positive situations should be reported by using HSC observation cards. Thank you for your attention. Take good care of yourself and your colleagues.